lads, what the hell is going on? Like, I'm just here like, what the hell is going on? If you guys weren't into 250k, if you're wondering why I'm wearing a pink headband, I said it was comp 2k, so I gotta wear a headband, and then, well, unfortunately, I said I would wear whatever color headband they wanted, and pink was an option, so I listened to my chat and wore a pink headband. Not an ideal situation, but I couldn't give a damn. Because, lads, the 250k tournament happened, and my god, lads, as a spectator, it was so bad it was funny. It went so badly, it was hilarious. So to start off today, obviously, we go and look at Mr. HTB. So Henry forced a rage quit straight away. Sits on the loading screen for like 2.5 minutes. Game number 2. He gets dashboarded and doesn't get any points. So for the first like hour, if someone dashboarded, you got no points. And game number 3, 30 seconds into the game, he goes and gets error coded. He got screwed in 3 different ways in 30 minutes. And then he goes and buys a brand new controller, lads. Oh, it was just funny. It was just funny, lads. It's funny in a how the hell is this so broken way. Not funny in like a haha funny way. It's a funny in, oh, let's all band together and laugh at how ridiculous this is way. Because my god, lads, that went pretty bad. So then, all I'm going to say is it got rough. So, obviously, guys were getting hoed. It happened. There were so many error codes. And then we realized, after like an hour, that all the good players were playing each other. And then Los fired up stream. And you know what we noticed after Los fired up stream? Los played his first game against, because Los's account was barely good enough to play. Barely good enough to enter. Los played against the first game against a guy with a starter pack squad who was player locking. Second game against a dude with like 3 amethysts and was starting with Rick Smiths. There was SBMM. So what did SBMM do? It meant that from like hour 2, every good player was sitting in loading screens for half the time so that they'd match up with each other. They were sitting in loading screens waiting for games. So it really became a case of who the hell could dodge the other god tier players as well as play games. And then the real meta was discovered. And when people are like, oh, what was the real meta? What was the real meta, lads? I'm going to tell you guys what the real meta is. You see, if you want to find out what the real meta is, you don't look at Splash. You look at the DBG channel, and you look at this video right here. So this is NBA 2K23 myteam. I've just realized I played the music really loud. But this was a secret to scoring every time in NBA 2K23 myteam, and it was play through the post. The meta was playing through the post. And Splash and Ty lost to Newman. Ty lost because of an inability to post up on Allen Iverson. Splash lost to a guy who just posted him up with 7-2-7-3 bigs the whole game. Most competitive players either lost to another really competitive player, or if they lost to a guy that wasn't competitive, it was because they got posted up the whole game. The post game ruled all, lads. The post game ruled all. And then after, obviously, Henry went and broke a controller after what happened. And then we had Splash out here losing his damn mind on Twitter. And I mean rightfully so. If you guys saw how Splash lost. And it wasn't like, oh, he lost to a dude posting him up. No. He lost to a guy who would send someone on a back cut to the basket. And if the pass wasn't there, he would cancel out of the pass. And he would hold L2 so he couldn't get stripped. And he would just keep sending back cuts until someone had position on their basket. And he started spamming pump fakes and would score. Like, that's how he lost. That is how he lost. And then Splash, he went ham. He went ham on Twitter. So Splash, like you guys can see how low down my cursor is right here. That is how much Splash tweeted. So it was like, let's get it. Me and Ty lost. Ty lost to Noon. Noon was good. I ain't been this pissed in a minute. 46, 50% layups. Because he's center, 6'11", 7 foot. If Big Z is the big... Yeah, no, Big Z's got his own rebound. Terrence Ross, back to my team. Stay away if it's good for your mental health. He's down 3 controllers since the game came out. Everyone's like spam dribbling. Ain't no spam dribbling. Splash is arguing with... Splash has gone a one-man tirade against Sim Nation. And there was one thing he said that I actually think was really, really good. And it was an argument against this realistically, it's against Sim Nation. His main game: if someone chooses not to see what's obviously wrong, just say you're on 2K's good side. Just stay on 2K's good side. Like, I don't agree with that part, but I agree with his point. If you decide to not look at the bad things in anything, including in life, you can argue that literally anything is a good thing. Like, it's just when someone wants to... The real thing is that everyone is going to really argue whether the good sides outweigh the bad side, or the good things outweigh the bad things, or the bad things outweigh the good things, but whether or not this game is going to be good. For a lot of people, the bad things in 2K23 heavily outweigh the good things in 2K23, whereas for others, the things 2K23 does well outweighs the bad things. So, I agree with both sides to that argument, but the statement of 2K is a really good game, and if you choose to ignore the good parts and focus on the bad parts, it's going to be bad. It's like, when you're playing against another human and the other human's just abusing the bad parts, you can't just ignore the bad parts of the game. So, like, I'm more so on Splash. I get the whole argument that people are making against Splash, but I'm still on Splash's side. If you watch the game he lost to a guy who took like one jump shot in the whole game. He lost to a guy literally was just holding triangle until eventually the AI got glitched and then spam pump fakes and stuff. If you watch that game, you would not say 2K23 is a good game. And I'm not even defending Splash. Splash was wrong tactically. Splash went out small ball, so did Ty. Everyone who went out small ball got popped in these qualifiers. They'll learn more for the next quals. And then 2K decided to put out a locker code. Apparently we're not qualified for the code. Not even joking. Apparently we're not qualified for the code. So they have their stream, their locker code, which we're not even qualified for. Like, mental. Absolutely mental, lads. We're not qualified for a locker code. I have never seen that error code ever saying we're not qualified. And then 2K tweet out these pictures right here for locker codes. And everyone's like, the codes don't work. So these codes should have been a dub. Because they're unauctionable, they gave out way more of a quantity than they normally do. So this should have been a huge dub. The one problem is they couldn't even get these 100% right because the font they used. The font. You see this right here? This letter and this letter? Obviously, in hindsight, we can see that this is a G and this is a 9. This is an upside down 9. But lads, everyone was typing in G. If this G wasn't here, this is a G. Like, this is a G, not a 6. The font had a gap. So everyone was typing in G and everyone's like, codes don't work. Something wrong with the codes. I typed it incorrectly. And then there was panic. Everyone's like, it's a 6. It's a 6. So like 5 minutes later, they also only put this on the screen on stream for about 3 seconds. So no one had it typed in. So these were on for like 2-3 minutes because nobody was able to see the code for long enough to type in the code. Like, I'm looking at chat and everyone's like, code's gone too fast, incorrect, because most people that did get it typed in G. So like 2-3 minutes later, like, I got Zion, and like I literally missed the code when it went off screen. I was like, oh, I'm too late. Put my phone down, closed app, opened my phone, logged back into the app, and then went on to Henry's Twitter and typed it in and got Zion. Missed Ja. So that's just a funny situation that that not even the code went well, because one of them we weren't qualified for. The other one, there was a font issue. Like, there was an issue with everything today, including the font. The font was an issue. And then, lads, to sum it all up, 2K prematurely tweeted out the qualifiers. So they said game day 1 has wrapped up when it hadn't. I'm still on Henry's Twitter. That is the wrong picture. That is a thumbnail I used for a video. There we go. So game day 1 is wrapped up. Keep an eye out for next qualifier on the 26th of November. Lads, Mole Cup didn't qualify. And he also finished 6th. No Cap Liu, I don't think qualified. AOT Trey didn't qualify. And this gen is the same because Tweebet's made up, but he's in a country where he can't qualify. So then, lads, coming into the last 45 minutes, like a book kid is Peja. From 45 minutes to go until like 4 minutes to go, Peja could not find a game. There were not enough people playing. Because of SBMM, they wouldn't match him up with a guy who had just logged in. They wouldn't match him up with a guy who was just starting the tournament that didn't play because of SBMM. So he was like 40 minutes waiting for a game. Eventually, he got a game, won by like 20. So he got in. And then on the Xbox Series X/S side, AOT Trey was in the qualifier spots. For the last 15 minutes, he couldn't find a game. AOT Trey had the hell run. He had to face comp player after comp player after comp player, but didn't qualify because he couldn't find a game. And then Crab D, the TikToker, he basically got a game, whereas AOT Trey didn't. So Crab leapfrogged him because they just wouldn't. It was 15 minutes where AOT Trey just couldn't find a game. So he couldn't find a game because of loading screens, and because of SBMM meant it was really hard to find games. And then with Swaggy was like 30 minutes waiting for a game, and he found one just like a minute or two to go. And once he got into that game, he knew he was going to qualify. So this was so tight. Other than 2018, which is Lollygag, these 4 of these 5 right here were all incredibly tight. And it was all down to who got lucky and found a game to qualify. That was it. It wasn't down to skill. It was who got lucky to find a game. And AOT Trey had the most hell run ever. So he like, if anyone quote deserves to qualify, it's probably him. Right. I cannot even describe what happened. The most crazy day. The full video is going to be on this channel later on today. It's like rendering because I kept getting booted offline. Like, I literally kept getting my stream booted. I just couldn't, like, I was like, there's nothing wrong with my internet. What the hell's going on? My stream keeps going down. And then someone goes to me, like, just VPN and see what happens. And once I went to a VPN, it was fine. So I was getting booted. And I was doing a watch party. Madness. Madness, lads.